Welcome, welcome. I think we are live. So I'm just going to start because we are initiating our no nonsense Abdullah reality. You already have what you want outcome. It was a decision I made recently that I think everyone should absolutely follow through with. What's welcome, welcome, flowers. How's it going? So we're just going to start. Everyone's hopping in. I originally meant for this to be a members only stream, but I think it would be really cool to kind of bring everyone in and then do it from here on out because I think everyone would benefit from what we're going to talk about here. So remember, everything is always just a decision. You are deciding to be with your specific person. And today we have a few things to talk about in regards to time. What's up? Change is dried. I won't finish that name. Welcome, welcome, everyone coming in. But today we have a topic in relation to time because time is a huge factor, obviously, when it comes to manifestation. And there's a simple idea that we can utilize in order to collapse time because there is no time perceived. Technically, time is always an illusion. Time is a learning device. And so in this moment, you are essentially with your specific person, right? It's not a question of kidding yourself. It's not a question of lying to yourself. It's not a question of pretending that this is your reality. You are not pretending. When you are something, your actions and your thoughts and your beliefs automatically align with it. And you really only have to make a choice. It really just is a decision that you're making. But it depends on how often, not how often, but how much you are paying attention to it. As well, everyone coming in, I see we're getting a few likes on the stream. So thank you for that. But every time we say it's here, we are on the path to the outcome that we want. When you say my specific person loves me, you're on the path. When you say my specific person cares about me, you're on the path. When you say they're obsessed with me or whatever affirmation that you are attempting to create and it's already created, you're on the path. It is only when we say, where is it? Why aren't they here? How come it's not happening? That we actually run into any problems we could ever have when it comes to manifesting. So in this live and in the future, I want everyone to make the statement. So go to the comment section, or if you're going to say it, you don't want to comment it, that's okay. Say, I'm with my specific person. And I think this is a fantastic way to begin each one of our lives. I am with my specific person. I am married to my specific person. My specific person is obsessed with me. Because once you decide it, that's a fact. That is now a law that you are creating in your reality. You do not question a law in the same way you do not question your name. When you know your name, that's it, right? When your name is your name, you don't convince other people of it. You don't try to convince them. You don't trick them. What's up, Marina? How's it going? What's up, Siege? How's it going? You don't try to convince other people. You're not trying to even convince yourself. You just are that thing, and that's it. And the wild thing is everything will automatically start to unravel perfectly from that state. And usually, so I use this in coaching sessions, everyone says, but that's just me pretending. That's just me kidding myself. But remember, when you are something, that is the outcome no matter what. That is your reality. And it only becomes your non-reality when you start questioning it. For example, let's say someone cuts you off on the freeway. When you say they're a bad person, that person isn't good, you are now making a fake reality because your reality is just the one that you're choosing. But from their eyes, they're not seeing it that way. So how could two people look at the same exact outcome, but then perceive differences? And we would say it's all a matter of choice. So right now, when you say, or someone says, because that's not you anymore, you would never say this, but maybe in the past, someone says, my specific person is ignoring me. What would be their perspective? No, they're not. They have no intention of ignoring you. They don't want to be at any moment in a reality without you. But we're stating that as our decision and as our consciousness, so that becomes our reality. So the outcome or the way of thinking of time, and I love everyone commenting down below in the chat exactly what you are, because that is now your law. You have now, being in this live and wrote that, that's your law. You're not allowed to talk against it. You're not allowed to think or say anything against it. You can't question it. You don't have to prove it. There's no proving of something that you are, no matter what. And after this, I'll kind of, if you also have any questions, make sure to leave them in the chat because I feel like that's perfect. So when you make your decision, also any questions on these ideas, I would love for you to ask because these questions or what you might have is literally actually just a sense of working against who you are saying you are in the moment. So when you say, I am this person, and then your question is, where is it? That thus is a question of someone who doesn't have it, and thus is not a possible question that you would ask if you already had it. But here's, before I get too deep into this, because it comes back to a choice, and everything will always reverberate as a choice at the end of the day. But so it's the difference between horizontal thinking and vertical thinking. So horizontal thinking is time. Horizontal thinking is circumstance. Horizontal thinking is overcoming conditions. Horizontal thinking thinks you have to go from point A to point B, and that's how you get to your outcome. Horizontal thinking takes effort. Horizontal thinking expects the more effort they put in, the more outcome they. Horizontal thinking is the thinking alignment with who you are. In the same way, I was just on a coaching call earlier and someone was inquiring how to manifest instantly. They thought, yeah, but Kyle, you say in your videos 30 seconds, right? Manifest in 30 seconds. How is that's not possible? Who says it's not possible? It is just the statement of saying that it's not possible as to why it feels not possible. Literally, the problem is the problem within itself. But this returns to horizontal thinking. We stay on the pathway of thinking it's difficult, and we never actually change our state at all. Thinking that there is a problem to overcome is not actually shifting your state in any way, shape, or form. When you say, I have to do A, B, and C to get to this, you are on the path of understanding or thinking that there's things in your way, but there is nothing in your way. The way around a problem is to no longer perceive it as a problem because it never was a problem to begin with. You do not have to expand or move through time to get what you want. It is just the perception of the individual that feels as if they don't have it and is in a circumstance of thinking that you have to wait so much time to get it. That's horizontal thinking. And so how many of us in here, which actually that's not even a question we could answer. Because I was going to say, how much of us in here think we're in horizontal thinking? But none of you are in horizontal thinking. You all know that the decision you make and that you're with your specific person is the one and only decision that you need to create and act upon. So instead of horizontal thinking, so again, we are remaining on the same exact timeline, the same exact reality. When we say my specific person is this type of way and they need to change. No, they don't. When you say my reality is this type of way and I need to alter it. No, you don't. Who says it's that way to begin with? You're never leaving the path or actually manifesting at a instantaneous rate when you do think you have to run through time or that it is horizontal. It never will be horizontal. It never is horizontal. You are just remaining in the same exact state. The illusion of manifesting is thinking that because we are trying to overcome the problem, we are somehow in a different state. No. If you say my specific person doesn't want me, and that's you're going to overcome things that change that, you're just in the same state. Because the person who says my specific person doesn't want me, of course, will have barriers and problems with moving forward. They must have barriers to overcome. And so again, it returns back into the choice. It returns back to what Abdullah told Neville. If you're going to Barbados, then you already went. No ifs, ands, or buts. If your SP is obsessed with you, why do you give attention to something you don't want? But that's where vertical thinking comes in. And the way I like to think of it is horizontal is like your expectancy of who you are. And everyone in the comments, don't worry, I'm going to go back and answer all the questions because I think it's perfect. When you're on a timeline, it's inevitable. When you say, which none of you will say this ever again, it is off limits to you. When you say it's hard to be with my specific person, That's and Marina, that's a really funny comment. When we think manifestation is horizontal, it feels like we have to overcome things, and we kind of inevitably end up on that outcome. So when we say my specific person doesn't care about me, that's then the inevitable outcome that you are going to create as a result. Now, I would say you can't technically create something negative in your reality, as everything is positive. Everything must be drawn from a oneness of yourself and your state. And yes, so Dr. Bupra, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, yes, I do offer one-on-one if you did want to, but I'll answer more questions later. When you are saying this is the outcome, or back to the idea, you can't manifest something negative. It is not possible. Let's say your reality is of you and you are of your higher self, or your God state. This is entirely your creation. Everything is always resulting in an experience that you are the person. Basically, everything must be drawn of you. In that case, to say something is negative is to say that the thing that it's coming from is also negative. But think of your God state. Would you describe your God state or God or the universe or whatever you want as negative? We'd say no. Then how can you experience something negative if the only ingredients you have putting in are love, peace, abundance, positivity? You cannot get negative, but in the assumption of having the ability to perceive and create yourself, you can bring the illusion that something's negative. Think about it back to, if everyone has been watching since the beginning, my example of the driver. If you're driving and someone cuts you off, they're a jerk. You've kind of created that as an outcome, and you've demanded that because you've chosen that. Would you say that from their perspective, they're doing that? No, they never meant to do that. They're not doing it on purpose, right? They don't perceive it as negative because no one takes a negative action ever. Every action everyone has ever taken has always been one that they felt was the best outcome ever based on the state. And so there are no negatives. So when you are creating, what you want is just on the other side of the decision, and it doesn't go anywhere. You are not at a distance from your outcome because it is available. When you say you make a wrong choice, you are not making a wrong choice or outside of your desire. It's still there. In the same way, your specific person, no matter if you say they're ignoring me, no matter if you say that I can't be with them, no matter if you say whatever, they're still waiting there for you. They've never left. They're waiting to come into your reality. The reality where you're together and have marriage, have kids, have everything is there. It's awaiting you. It's not going anywhere. It can't cease to exist in the same way that anything that has already happened can't cease to exist. Everything that you are creating has already been created. You are just expressing it from the infinite abundance of who you are. And so in the moment, we want to kind of get rid of this idea that you can fail. So think back to horizontal thinking. You are saying, this is my reality, or this is my reality, then you end up there, right? Somehow, we always end up creating or thinking we create what we want. Because again, I would say you can only create positive. You cannot create negative. There's no such thing as darkness. There is only such a thing as light. There's no light switch in your room that turns on darkness, right? It's just a lack of turning, or we turn the light off, and thus darkness seems to be created out of nothing. So in that moment, positivity is light. When we don't see what we want, or when we feel or experience that we are far from it, we've turned off the light. We've removed our awareness from this positive outcome, but it's still there. You're in a room where your specific person is waiting for you, and you have your perfect family and everything is perfect, but we turn the light off and we can't see it. So all we have to do is turn the light on by focusing on what we want. But vertical thinking is changing that inevitability. When you say, I am this thing, again, you will make it happen. It will be experienced. But again, I would say negatives are experienced. It's an illusion. You can't miscreate. You can't create something that brings more fear, even though you might think that you do. But let's say this is your timeline, right? Your timeline. And we're again thinking that it's horizontal. We're thinking, oh, I need to meet my SP in the future. I need to create this outcome. I need to move and put an effort in order to get there. No, you don't. In this moment, you have what you want now. There's a version of you that is joining this live and gets a text from their specific person. That's you now. Say to yourself, I'm getting a text right now. I get a text in this live. I get a text at this moment. Or even better yet, my specific person is asking me out on a date at this moment. Oh my gosh, Stephanie, thank you so much for the chat. That's crazy. Thank you so much. I'll read that right now. Hi, Kyle. My celebrity SP and I met briefly in September. That's amazing. I'm in his DMs. I love that. He hearts 30 messages. He is super shy. I'm traveling, seeing him soon. And it shows if nothing moves in March, I just keep trusting any tips. So this would be a good example to add to the vertical thinking. So we think, and this is especially apparent when we think of it as distance. There is no distance. Okay. You are not going to get it. So think of your celebrity SP. Somehow that within our mind can create worry, but they're this, but they're that. No, they're not. They're available. They're just as available as anyone or anything else. You're in his DMs. He's thinking about you constantly. He always wants to be with you. And so the vertical thinking is to think of, what do we feel is in our way? You don't have to overcome it. So it's not if nothing moves in March, like Stephanie's saying. It's not, oh, what if nothing moves? No. Horizontal thinking. We're thinking we have to move and go along and we are waiting for an outcome. No, you're not. That's still thinking that there are conditions along the way that we have to meet or move through. Okay? But there is nothing to move through. There is no waiting. Your specific person is waiting on you. You are not waiting on them. And so this awesome meeting that you've had with your specific person, the fact that you're in his DMs, awesome. Always use those things to support your outcome. But this is where then we move into vertical thinking, not horizontal. Horizontal says, he will text me, or he will come to me in March, or if it doesn't happen in March. What are you talking about if it doesn't happen? What do you mean if he doesn't show up? What do you mean keep trusting, right? That's a horizontal thought process. We have to continue going down the same line, hoping for something different. No, you don't. That's the thought that, oh, there's these circumstances. I hope something happens to overcome them. It's your choice. In this moment, you are choosing the outcome. That is what it is. You are not going to continue and persist in the same thought process, right? Horizontal, we're just continuing. But vertical is switching, right? You can be texted in this moment. He's not super shy. He's outgoing for you. You are the person that breaks him out of that. He's already thinking about how to text you. He's already doing and trying and acting in ways that are trying to get to you. And not even trying, he's texting you. He's already obsessed with you. That's already the case. This isn't something you have to go get. You are making the choice. And again, it's a really good example. If he is super shy, how does that change? That's that horizontal. He's shy. I have to overcome it. He's shy. Something must happen for him to get to the outcome. And that's usually what happens, because our logical mind and the bridge always shows up in a way that seems logical. So before I move into what to do with the vertical thinking, think of it back to if everyone has been watching since the beginning. If not, I'll briefly explain it. Think of the 30-second manifestation. Someone said in a coaching session earlier today, and they had that aha moment. Who says you can't get a text now? Who says your specific person needs to change, right? They're already what you're saying them to be. So in this moment, when you say, can I get a text right now? Anyone who says no is lying to themselves. Anyone in this chat that doesn't think they can get the message right now or the call right now is completely lying to themselves. They are just thinking from a state that is horizontal. If what you think can or cannot happen, or more specifically, what you genuinely think can or cannot happen will always reside in your horizontal thinking, no matter what. It will always be on that line. If you're in a state, my SP can't message me in 30 seconds, it's not on your horizontal line because your horizontal thinking thinks that's too difficult and too hard to achieve. So instead, we switch that. How could it be impossible that your specific person can't message you in 30 seconds if someone else has already gotten it? If people and the success stories that I've already showed on my channel show that, how come we can't do it? You can, and you already have. It's a decision and a choice that you are making. Logic is not universal. Logic is something that is very personal to the state. Who you think you are now in that horizontal thinking creates your logic. To someone, it might seem illogical that their specific person texts them now, calls them now, proposes to them this week. Why? People will get proposed to this week. People will get texted in this moment. People will get called and asked out in this moment. So what's the difference? We're saying, really, when we're in this horizontal thinking, I don't think I can do it based on the decision I made that it's hard. But then if you change that decision, you've vertically changed your state or vertically transcended, meaning in the idea of a timeline, you've moved to the one where that does happen right now, and it did happen right now. In that moment, you're picking that, and that's the vertical exchange and transition you're having, and that is a decision. You can decide in this moment, you are texted, they're thinking of you, to kind of move back, decide he's outgoing. He might be, again, if you want to kind of connect it, maybe you like him being shy for other people, but not for you. He's shy, but never to me. He's always outgoing for me. He always reaches out to me. He always thinks of me. He's always dreaming about me. And when you go, is it? What do you mean, is it? Who's saying and why would I believe something that I don't want to believe or think of as that outcome? And this is where then all of these limiting beliefs kind of seemingly flood in, but they're just connections with the state. A celebrity SP, so now kind of diving into that, is no different than anyone else. It's just the perspective that our horizontal line thinks that it's difficult as to why it feels that way, but it is not. It is not difficult. It's just difficult because we say it is. Think of it in this way. If we feel avoidant of that outcome, so again, we're on the line, I'm this way, this is my reality, this is my decision, it's hard. Does that mean it's hard for everyone? Does that mean your SP will not marry or date someone? Who's going to do it? You're going to do it. If someone has to do it, why not you? If not now, if you're not choosing to pick that now, then when will you choose it? If not you, then who is going to live in that reality with you and your specific person? So it doesn't matter. And I know I should probably be reading the comments right now, or the questions, because I think I saw a few ones that are really, really good. But if it's not now, when are you deciding it's easy? Because even horizontally, think about this. Let's keep our beliefs exactly as they are. And let's say we think, oh, at some point, I'll probably overcome it. You will only get there when you decide in the moment. If it is not now, it will be never. But let's say you're like, oh, it'll take 5 years and I'll be with my SP. If that's what you want, we think there'll be a point along this timeline at which we'll be like, oh, I actually can be with my specific person. But think about it. It's just a decision that you're making here when you think you're here. Make that decision here. And you vertically transcended to the outcome in which you have it now. You can make that choice in this moment. You can be this person. You can enact this out. This can be your reality. You just have to choose it. But that's where then don't think horizontally. Horizontally is like the the line and belief system we feel we're on in the moment. In essence, though, you don't have to do that. I'm seeing, so I'm going to run through the comments again. Cause I was like thinking of this being like a half-hour live, but I feel like we're really getting into something, and hopefully everyone's making a lot of sense of this. No, I know you are. Everyone is understanding this and is totally creating a new conception of themselves and manifesting instantaneously right now exactly what they want. And so I see a lot of outcomes of blocking. Who says you're blocked? Right? Oh, but Kyle, I go to their page and I don't care. It does not matter. Would someone who is blocked be looking for if they are blocked or not? The answer is no. And the reality is we're just not giving attention and time to that outcome because there's a version of you in this moment that is not blocked. What do you mean you're blocked everywhere? My favorite thing, and I wasn't going to say this because I think this is really, really key in manifestation, but I'm not going to gatekeep it. What I love to do, and everyone can take this tidbit, and again, I'll for all of my members in future lives, I'm definitely going to include exactly what you need to create it. So if you're in here and you like this, I'm starting a no nonsense Abdullah manifestation journey, meaning if nobody kind of knows Abdullah, you know Abdullah. You're just choosing and deciding in this moment you are with your SP and you are going to be with your specific person 100%. And so if you like that, if you think that's a something that you want to join in, no nonsense, no more negativity, no more worry, no more stress, no more second guessing, all of the negative spirals that you want gone. I would suggest, I don't know if you can become a member here. Someone become a member just so I can see what it says, but it'll probably say it. But if not, that's okay. Choose it because we're going to do a lot of lives together and it's going to be specifically no nonsense. There is no negotiation. Like at a previous video, I talked about negotiating. So think of being blocked, right? You would say it feels like you're negotiating with your reality. It feels like you're saying, oh, I'll be unblocked, but I still want to stress about it. But I still want to worry about it. But I still want to do blank. No, that's back to horizontal thinking. We've returned back to this is a problem I need to overcome. Do not negotiate with your reality. Do not negotiate with your outcome. But I almost forgot. Here's the key. And if you like this, definitely use it. You will like it and it will get you the results you want. Just like in this membership, you will be with your specific person. You will use these ideas instantly out of here from these sessions and you will get results. I'm 100%. In the same way, I am 100% certain that if you buy my book, if you sign up for coaching, if you try a workshop, choice is totally up to you. You will get the results that you want faster than you ever have been because it's always a decision. We find ourselves in these pathways that lead nowhere, but you don't need to do that. You never had to do that. You never had to overcome anything. You don't have to be unblocked. You don't have to figure that out. In the embodiment of choosing this is who I am, that's the reality you create. But the thing I like to do, so to keep myself in that, and then I'm going to go over a lot of the, I'll probably go from the bottom back up through comments just to make sure we got it all. When I make a statement, which you will experience this 100%, but this is the old you. The old you that experienced this a lot, gone. When you think this is mine, right? Let's go back to Stephanie. So Stephanie in the Celebrity SP. She might think it's hard. It's difficult. I like to act like I am a friend that just caught myself in some BS that I am not investing energy into. So here's how that would look. And I think you should do the same thing. When you say it's hard, that second version of you comes in and says, what are you talking about? They're obsessed with you. It's easy for you. When you say, my SP is ignoring me, what did you just say? Your SP does not ignore you. Your SP is obsessed with you. If you act like a friend that is keeping you in alignment to this outcome, You'll find it very funny, very easy, very obvious. Everything will then flow perfectly because it does seem bizarre that you would ever, for a moment, think upon something that you don't want absolutely ever. That would never occur. So act as the friend who's catching you in a lie, catching you in some idiotic nonsense that you found yourself in. That's what you're going to do. All right, but it is 30 minutes. Siege is leaving. See, if you have to go, then go ahead. Eru, bro, hi, Kyle, been a while. I know. I remember you. It's been a while. What's up, Allison? RST wrote, it's as hard as you think. I would absolutely 100% agree with that. It's literally as hard as you are deciding. Flowers wrote, is your book on Apple? So it's only on Amazon at the moment. I know a few people were reaching out to me asking me if it's anywhere else or a PDF. So the publisher is through Amazon. So it only is available through Kindle or if you have the physical book. Because some people ask me to send it to them, but the shipping costs would be just, I think, too much. So if you really want it and that's your outcome, I would say watch my videos or it's cheaper actually to join my daily lives, which I was thinking doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I didn't do one yesterday, so I was hopping in today. So I think, what do you guys think of Monday, Wednesday, Friday? So SFM wrote, I feel us manifestors should help each other, but people think my SP is on social media, commenting on Doug videos and ignore me unless you can read minds. Nobody can. They still think of you. So yeah, a majority of your reality is happening outside of what you say is your physical 3D experience. And that's it, right? You think, or your assumption and your choice of they're ignoring me, that feels true because you've decided it to be true in that moment. But all you have to do then is pick something else and you'll see the difference happening. And what's up, Allison? Thanks for joining. Marina wrote, cool, I have Kindle. Yep, if you have a Kindle or you can access Amazon, it's the same thing. I believe so. We had a couple other questions. Jay wrote, can you talk about manifesting an SP who has a social media following, is a musician, and doesn't live in the same state? So I would actually return to exactly what I mentioned with Stephanie. Why is that a barrier? We're almost thinking of our specific person and this individual as someone who's difficult or hard or somehow avoidant of our reality. And that is absolutely not the case. Check and decide what it is you want, and then keep allowing yourself in that. Don't think horizontally, think vertically. Don't think I have to overcome this. Think a different state. That's what we're doing, or a different identity or a reality. Chavo wrote, don't suppress the emotion of happiness and wish fulfillment. I would agree. I actually don't think you can suppress any emotion. I think that is the one falsified reality that our consciousness has given to us. So take, for example, we'll return back to the idea of someone cut you off on the freeway and you're mad about it. You would say, but I can't suppress my emotions. I need to express them. I need to expose this or reveal this. But what if it's not true to begin with? What if this person accidentally did it, apologized for it, was very sorry for it? They didn't even mean to. What if you imagined the whole experience? What if you thought you were closer than you were? Now you can't hold in a emotion or feeling that you created magically in your mind based on a decision that was devoid of reality. In the same way, people think my ISP needs to apologize for me for not texting me. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? They are in that state only because we're choosing it to be that way. And then RST also wrote, Kyle, I think people lose hope if they don't get results fast. It's the fact of looking for results that's the only reason you're not creating the results that you want. What you want is available in this moment. And again, that's where we return to horizontal thinking. What do you mean you're losing hope not based on results? Your SP is obsessed with you. That's a bizarre statement. Your SP already wants to be with you. They're already here and available. Who would you be if that were true? That's your outcome. That's your reality. Yes, and Aru wrote, going to do that starting today. Start in this moment. And again, if you want a manifestation accomplice or buddy kind of supporting that, I'm going to do this in my live. So it'll probably be my next one will be members only, but that's okay. Because I wanted to do this one to kind of express it. I'm going to do my videos anyway. So anyone that's unavailable to do it, that's okay. You'll still get my videos. Samuel wrote, how to overcome the subconscious mind. Overcome what? That's the question you should ask yourself. What do you mean overcome? Overcome what? Your subconscious? What's in your subconscious? Your subconscious is the most obvious aspect of you and how you act on a daily basis. Think of the past. I have to overcome the past. What are you talking about? You have to overcome the past. The past is the past, and you cannot give up what you do not have. You only have now. The only way that you can experience the past is if you do not let it go. You are just recreating the experience and choosing it now. That's why it's impossible to overcome a subconscious mind or belief or anything like that. If your SP texted you right now, would you need work to overcome this process? If in this moment, everyone in this chat immediately got the marriage proposal, immediately broke no contact, immediately saw that their SP blocked them, would you need anything to overcome your subconscious belief then? No, you would not. None of that would be necessary. You would say, what are you talking about? That's literally the outcome or response you would have. And what's up, Santa? We got Santa in the chat here. Goria, am I not seeing all the things we used to do together where I'm doing them by myself? The flashbacks reaffirm their absence and it suddenly lowers my morale. So that's where it is. We're choosing in this moment they're not here. We're choosing in this moment they don't care about me. Let's say, Goria, you're married to your SP. Now you're at the gym. Now you're at the library. Are you going to feel there's a huge problem because your SP isn't with you in this moment? And you're going to say no. Nope. You will not feel bad. You'll feel awesome. Why? Because you've made the decision that your SP loves you. That's it. And then we go, well, I need physical proof to believe that. No, you don't. Goria, in this reality, who now is at the supermarket. What's up, Kirti? How's it going? You do not need physical proof in the supermarket married to your SP that they love you. You're just deciding that, right? That's crazy. Is there ads running on this? J-Ro, I literally just got an ad that said I would marry my SP. Perfect. There you go. It's done. But the idea is we go, this introduces or makes me feel a certain type of way because they're not here. What are you talking about? Right? That's, okay, Gory. Okay, I got it now. That's our decision. You do not need physical proof for a decision. As for right now, think of what's in this room or think of your own room. What's outside of the room? You're deciding. You've made a decision based on just what you're thinking. Because if I were to say prove it, you'd have no way of doing that. Prove it. Prove what's outside this room, right? You'd say, I mean, if you think of your own room in this example. But the idea is, and Jesus wrote, this honestly made everything click. I'm glad, because it literally is just a click. And then Briar wrote, how do I discipline my mind? What are you talking about? Discipline what? The act of extra effort implies opposition. This statement implies horizontal thinking. You have to overcome something. What do you mean discipline? If your SP texted you right now, you don't need discipline to believe it. You would need none of that. What would you need? Would you need discipline to believe that? Would you need discipline to feel good from that? Would you need discipline for that outcome? I just realized too, we have a goal here. That's pretty cool. I'm going to get more used to the live, but you don't need anything in order to do that. It's just a decision in the moment. Obviously in my coaching, we would go further into detail, but it's basically you're deciding each moment what it is. And each time you say, where is it? Each time you say, how come I don't have results? You've thus taken yourself off of the path and onto a different one. Your vertical leap has changed. It is now difficult. And Karshro, what about affirming it till it hardens into fact? I mean, I would say so, but in this moment, you don't need, that's time, that's horizontal. If you're something right now, again, do you have to affirm, if your SP texted you right now, do you have to affirm that they texted you? No, you'd say, I believe that, that's it. That's it. You would not need extra. You would not need more. It would be as it is. You don't need to discipline or persist. The act of persistence is actually just the act of continuing on a state that you don't have. If you mean persistence, as in, this is my reality, end of story, that's it. So Briar wrote, so basically I'm overcomplicating. That's what we all do. But now we are no longer doing that. We are picking. Jay wrote, is there some way you could save this live so I can come back to it? I think it'll be available. It might, I don't think it'll just be available for members. I think it'll be available for everyone. So you're deciding it. But think of it more, if you want a visualization, you are, when you say you have to overcome these things, when there's problems, that's horizontal. When you're vertical, you're thinking, what would I do if I were this person? And you immediately act it out. When you say you are something, to move against it in your reality creates cognitive dissonance. You are extremely uncomfortable when you say you are something and you do something else. That's why, and when it comes to persistence, you could say, as you are someone, it may feel weird because this person is new to you. But in essence, in a physical way, sometimes it will feel like we have to persist, but essentially we don't have to. But if you feel like you want to persist and you're like, I'm going to be this person, and you realize it really is just a decision at the end of the day, yes, you continue with that thought no matter what. So that would be, if your definition of persistence is continuing in that thought until it's natural, then yes. If persistence is, I'm going to keep doing this until I see something outside of me, that is just persisting in who we are. And Lulu wrote, so do we have to visualize our SP? Anything that's going to help you feel as the person will be the outcome. That was Neville Goddard's concept and advice. To visualize being the person, acting and thinking from the end as the individual that already has it. That's what you need to do. Corey wrote, the only way I feel I can disconnect from the how and impossibilities is to completely flip the script. What role they played ever, like accept that they had always been the chaser. So if something happened yesterday and it's different today, do we have to change what happened yesterday? If your SP did not text you yesterday, but they text you today, do you have to change what happened yesterday? And the answer is no. But you can say a decision, it was always like this. This has always been the case. My SP has always loved me, right? They have, because the trick is we think our physical external reality is doing something to us. We think our physical reality is horizontally something we have to overcome. It's not. When you say, my SP said they don't want to talk to me though, what's up with that? I have found, in a very psychological manner, having things like that occur are actually proof that your specific person cares about you. If your specific person got mad or upset, what they're really upset about is the fact that they're not already in a relationship with you, experiencing love and abundance and positivity. That's it. And so when we say, but this happened, but that happened, we say a lot of things that we feel differently about. And so it doesn't matter what has happened in the past. Your SP and your outcomes and your reality has always been available to you, no matter what. That has always been the case. So you decide it, but the way in which you decide it then is something in which you would then move to, if you have trouble with this, or you want reframing aspects when it comes to that, or you want to make this literally effortless, instantaneous, automatic, and be guided, I would definitely check out. So, few things to check out. I would check out my book. I would check out my workshops. But importantly, if you want to meet and have that change, I would check out my coaching, because I am 100. You've seen the success stories. I'm 100% confident in all those. And which is why I created the membership as like a daily check-in for everyone coming in. So yes, Briar, having tarot card readers tell you what your reality is you giving up the power to something else. That's horizontal thinking. They will basically gaslight you into thinking this is the outcome. This is it. And Allison, I appreciate that. Kyle's workshops and coaching are amazing. Thank you very much. Because I am very confident in this ability. And no matter what questions, no matter what worries, no matter what outcomes you had, I've helped people in every situation that you could ever imagine. And it always boils down. There's obviously a bunch of different ideas that we could talk about in which I make videos about. But essentially, it all boils down to a decision that you're making. I love that. So what is Carson? Thanks everyone for the kind words. So what do you mean? So just decide and stay on it. We really don't need robotic affirmation. If that's what you want and that's what you feel, then that's the outcome that you can create. It's all about picking something and staying with it. But don't think horizontally, think vertically, right? Think that. There's a version of you in this moment that creates it. So be that person. The more we think about it, the more we're giving energy to a different reality that puts us on a different horizontal path, if you will. But it's all about deciding. When you say, where is it? You're off the path. When you say, how come it's not happening? You're off the path. But not that you've messed up. You're not devoid or divorced from the outcome. It is just as available to you as it always is. Our attention just moves someplace else. So Laura wrote, any tips on manifesting by February 4th? I'm working on the state. The tip would be, you've already done it. Laura, you're already with your specific person. It's February 4th. You're together. Everything is perfect. Everything is awesome. Everything is connected. They already love you. They're already obsessed with you. No ifs, ands, or buts. No questions against it. Corey wrote, yeah, the video's like, you're seeing this because it's happening soon. Well, I would say that could technically be a positive affirmation. If a tarot card reader tells you it's happening right now and you put faith in that, you've given your faith to something that then creates it, if you will. So always remember, if a tarot card reader or something makes you feel bad, no, thank you. Say I'm good on that. Say no thanks. That's not my reality. Old me might have worried about that. New me right now does not. So if you want to decide, we could always talk about this in future lives. If you're deciding that this is your outcome, then just decide it. Marina wrote, Kyle almost forgot to mention, my SP wrote me something hurtful some months ago after visualizing him taking me back. He wrote something more kind. Okay, I love that. So I almost want to pin that. So everybody put some hearts in the chat for that. So that's a perfect example of a decision that then disrupts time, if you will, because time is not a linear thing. It is all in relation to who we say we are now, and your reality will always match and become whatever it is that you are saying. Your reality always matches that no matter what. Don't give the power outside of you. It's in your decision of saying who you are and what you want. And so I am going to hop off here, but in the future, I'm going to think of a schedule. I was thinking either Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, or kind of every other day. But I think in the future, so this one I made public, but I think it's only going to be for my members because I want it to be a more connected, more intimate process. And so if you love my videos, if you want to act this out, if you want to join and be held responsible and accountable for this is your no nonsense year. If you've been manifesting a week, a month, 10 months, whatever, you're making this, then I would definitely join. You don't have to. You could do whatever you want, but everyone who joins, I will make sure is with their specific person no matter what. That's why I keep making videos. Someone joked, like, why do you keep making videos on this? Because I'm making them until everyone's with their SP, until everyone believes that you are the creator and this is your reality. You can pick. Who said you can't be with the person you want, right? There's all these limiting beliefs, but no, there's not. You don't have to have a limiting belief on that. This is your reality. You are it. So everyone go and join. If you like to do your own thing, again, maybe try, if you want help, if you want connection, definitely try my book or a workshop if you're very independent, or if you want to meet with me one-on-one, go to kyleaugustcoaching.com. Candy wrote, hi, Kyle, I've been manifesting my SP since 2024. Nothing seems to work. Well, this is your connected year now. This is your no-nonsense year. This is the year and month and week and day that you're making a choice. You are making a decision. And so thanks, everyone, for coming out. Thanks, Stephanie, for the super chat. That was awesome. I love talking about that. So thanks, everyone, for coming out. I will probably do Thursday. Yeah, I'll probably do Thursday or maybe Friday. I might do Friday and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday after that. So if everyone wants to hop in, I'll kind of note it in my videos as well. I'll still be posting. So we're in no nonsense. If you've seen a kind of a shift in all of my like attitude of videos, it's because this is we're done. This is we're done questioning it. There's no questioning, no worries, no fears, no nothing. But I think we're gonna do, I think Friday, and then from then on. But then I feel like sometimes the weekends are good. We'll do Friday. Friday is the day everyone showing up is going to have awesome success by. So if you're in here and you join and become a member and you show up on Friday, you'll have some awesome results. And Marina, thank you so much for the super chat. Can you pick the emoji? It's like an avocado. I love that. Thank you, Marina. So no nonsense. Abdullah, it's done. No more swaying. If you sway, what are you talking about? What do you mean? They don't like you? What do you, that's bizarre, right? No nonsense. Stick to the decision and we'll have more outcomes. So Flowers wrote, do you have text message coaching? If you want, so I do have email coaching, but it could always be through WhatsApp. And I did do that with someone before. And so if that's what you want, I was thinking of doing too, because I have video coaching, but I was thinking about like FaceTime coaching. I don't know, something different about that. I'm feeling FaceTime coaching for something. But yes, just Flowers, just reach out to me, okay? All right, so everyone, have a great rest of your day. Your SP's obsessed with you. They love you. Candy wrote, yes, please consider FaceTime coaching. Candy, reach out to me and so to remind me, okay? Louisa wrote, this is a blessing. I had manifested my SP. We're a colleague for a year. Today it was my last day at work. He walked me out and hugged me. I love that. Same as nice to, hey, you, Louisa. Yeah, you are. You absolutely are getting that number 100%. Let me know too if we'll decide it later. Because I was like, I might do as well. What might be kind of helpful is if we did. So yeah, anyone who is interested in FaceTime coaching, go to kyleaugustcoaching.com and just send me a message. Because I was like, what might be fun too but that might be too much. I was thinking doing lives and then just members are able to chat. And then so it'll be like everyone can kind of gain, but then I don't know. No, we do know. I'll know something. So whoever said text message coaching, reach out to me. Whoever said FaceTime coaching, reach out to me, and we'll get it in process. But remember, it's done. So what I'm leaving you with is everything is perfect. What you worried about in the past is gone. There's no need for stress. Any stress is just a previous version of you acting out or trying to negotiate with who you are now. It's already done. You're already with your specific person. They love you. We're stopping with the nonsense. Marina wrote, couldn't do FaceTime. That's okay. I think WhatsApp has a video call feature anyway, but usually I do it through Zoom. It's done. Your recipe's obsessed. It doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter what your reality is showing you. None of that matters. You already have what you want. And next time we show up, Louisa is going to have that number. Their SP is going to reach out to them. Their SP is going to find them on Facebook, find them on Instagram, find them somewhere, and send them their number and say, I forgot. You need my number because I'm obsessed with you. Okay? No nonsense. Louisa wrote, preach, 100%. That's your reality. That's what actually happened. I think I showed it, or I made a video about the first time when I was learning the law. I was like, I'm going to have this person. I had a crush on this girl in my class, and I was like, she'll message me. I didn't know her name. She didn't know my name. I never talked to this person in my life. So Louisa, you actually have a lot more going for you than when I did it initially. So it's easy for you. This is effortless. This is automatic. This has been the easiest thing you've ever done in your life. And I'm talking to everyone here. This manifesting, what are you talking about? Manifesting even? That doesn't even make any sense. They're already obsessed with you. So no more nonsense. Again, the people I said to reach out to me, remind me, even if you're like, but I don't really plan on doing it. I still think it's something I want to add. So definitely reach out. Let me know. And other than that, it's so easy. It's so easy for everyone in the chat. So keep that up. I'll see everyone on Friday. And again, join the members if you are in a no nonsense sort of reality. Because my goal, I'm going to make the members and the information we give from these lives so abundant and get so many people results that we don't even need coaching anymore. We just have this. And I think everyone coming together in it is, I think, perfect. So enjoy your day. Enjoy your awesome reality with your specific person. Write in the chat what you're getting as a result of this, because it's already done. It's already happened. It's already here. Your SP already loves you. I don't want to hear anyone talk. But what do you mean, but? There's just what, right? Have a good rest of your day. And I'll see everyone soon. All right, goodbye, everyone.